I, M27, just witnessed my GF, F27, throw a tantrum over pizza. I've been dating my girlfriend for 2.5 years. Through the past couple years, I know that she gets stressed out and anxious very easily. But nothing to the extent of what I saw today. She is having friends over for a get-together and stressing out because she got off work a little late and didn't have everything ready. Literally everything went wrong for today at work, and after work one thing after another just couldn't go her way. I offered to help and went and picked up some things so she had time to finish everything up at home, get to her house, and she is trying to get a hold of her local pizza place to order pizza. Being a Friday evening, it is very busy and no one is answering the phone, and it keeps giving the busy tone. She eventually breaks down, starts throwing things around her apartment and slamming doors. I start calling other pizza places to find a solution, and she starts getting mad at me and cussing me out. I offer to go pick up pizza and just order in person, and once again she starts getting mad. Eventually I just leave and go pick up the pizza so things don't escalate more. But I have never seen someone act in the way that she's acted. Like she reverted back to a child. I am so conflicted because I know she's stressed and a lot of things are on her mind. But acting like that and treating me the way she did is so off-putting and not a way someone should act, treat their loved ones. TLDR. My girlfriend flipped out over plans that weren't working out the way that she wanted and things going wrong, and took it out on me and threw a tantrum like a child. It sounds like she doesn't handle stress very well. How people act under stress is a huge indicator as to whether they will be a good companion or not. At least emo. Hate the sexist double standard here. If someone is throwing things, cussing at you, calling you names, makes excuses for their behavior but don't actively try to change, and choose to have no control over their emotions, as being abusive. We would never tell a girl to stick around and talk it out if their BF was doing any of these things. Her behavior is your warning. You already said it's off-putting and not how you treat your loved ones. Have a conversation, but take it as a warning on how she'll react when things don't go her way. Good luck. That lack of emotional regulation would be a huge turn-off for me in a relationship. 1. Tell this girl she needs to consider seeing a professional. 2. If she declines, then you need to leave. 3. If nothing changes and for some reason you decide to stay, please don't have kids. Lots of comments about male versus female and how this is abuse. But if you've been together this long and it's only happened once, I see it as horrible emotional regulation on a particularly trying day. How she follows up with you after is what will be most telling. Did she apologize? Did she show remorse? Understand that it was not a healthy reaction? Does she have plans to stop it from happening again? Those, I think, are what you should be looking at more than just your initial reaction. If that is how she handles stress, do not have children with her. My husband, then boyfriend, had one instance where he got really frustrated and threw something while I was in the room with him. It wasn't directed at me, but that's just scary and off-putting regardless. I told him that he simply cannot act that way no matter how frustrated he is. And throwing stuff is a deal breaker. That was 9 years ago, I think. He took it seriously and was really embarrassed about how he acted. He never did anything like that ever again. If you talk to her and she is really contrite and takes it seriously, then I think you can write this one off. I think most people have a bad day like this at some point in their lives. If it repeats though, I wouldn't stick around. It's likely to escalate. Everyone saying calmly talk with her, but if it were a man doing this it would be leave this man-child faster. Throwing things is abuse. This is a red flag the size of Texas man. She is abusive. Without therapy and follow through, this is your future. I'd give her one chance. That's it. Yes, people have really shish TTY days. But when someone takes it out on you, yelling, cussing and throwing things at you or around the room, you don't just go pick up the pizza and hope it doesn't escalate any further. You put your foot down and say you are not to be treated this way because of a bad day or any other reason whatsoever. You leave. You let them know this is unacceptable and it better not escalate like this again. You don't yell at her and cuss at her, and you demand same respect. This would be a deal breaker for me. You let someone do this to you once, they'll know they can always get away with it. Just like a child would do, and she was acting like a complete child. I hope this isn't what you've been dealing with. You stated she gets anxious, but not to this extent. This is called escalation. Have respect for yourself and walk away from this girl if you are not being respected. If you stay, you state you would not tolerate another incident like this ever again. If she does it anyway, you leave. Question: is your girlfriend neurodivergent? This sounds a little like an autistic, ADHD meltdown, which can look very much like a child's tantrum, but which definitely is not. I'm not trying to make excuses for her. It's absolutely inappropriate for her to take out her stress on you personally, especially given that you were only trying to help her, but full-on meltdowns like that in adults are typically a sign of a mental health problem that needs addressing. I'd give her some time to gain some perspective on the situation and then ask if this is something that's ever happened before. You don't need to stick around and endure that kind of rage for any reason, but it may help shine some light on what happened. I know this comment will probably get hate, and I know a lot of people view this as childish, but I'm coming clean saying I've been through this. I've been dealing with borderline personality disorder since I was 16, unmedicated. So, with that being said, I've had these sort of things happen. Been anticipating buying something at the store to find out they sold out. Mental breakdown. Making food and FK it up. Mental breakdown. Someone interrupts plans and cancels. Mental breakdown. Yeah, it's not healthy, and I've been in and out of therapy and I'm nowhere near like that anymore. But coming from my perspective, it's just exhaustion. Everything and anything all the time is a big inconvenience, and the slight mistake when I am on a strict schedule or when I plan things out precisely and it goes wrong, it felt like my brain physically couldn't comprehend it and I'd go into breakdown mode. I still can't explain it that well. It's like everything that day going wrong just adds up. I'm not giving anyone an excuse to treat your partner like trash, because having dealing with my disorder, I've said some pretty SHTTY things to family and my significant other in the heat of breaking down, and despite my mental disorder, it could have still been taken as abuse. What I want to press here, without making it look like these behaviors are okay, is I really want some people to know that these behaviors aren't normal. And if you love your SO and want to try to fix these things because you suspect it might be off of them, you could also push SO to therapy in a mature conversation. After my last relationship, it altered me. I made a promise to myself to fix things. I've had hiccups and issues, but in my new relationship I sat down and told my SO about my disorder and how I'm fixing it. Still unmedicated, only thing I need medicine for is anxiety. As far as my emotional destruction, I've taken very well control of it. It's all but breathing and bottling it up till I can calmly vent to my partner. All I'm saying is, unless it's clear SO is narcissistic and just childish, try pushing to see if SO might struggle from BPD or another mental disorder. To people with undiagnosed mental disorders, the tiniest of inconveniences will cause destruction in their life, and without meaning to, it can cause damage to others. I really hope she has at least realized what she did was wrong and apologized. So she has a meltdown and abused you over it? That is unacceptable behavior. A lot of people are jumping to conclusions about your relationship. You've known her for 2.5 years. She did this once. Sorry, relationships are messy. She could need professional help. She could be exhausted from overwork and anxiety. She could just be human. Obviously, you don't want someone who flips out and throws things constantly. But you've known her for over 2 years already, and this is the first time. If you walk away, you'll regret it. You'll probably also be bad at relationships for a long time because you're intolerant, unforgiving, expect perfect behavior, and are unwilling to work on reasonable mistakes. Nope. Unfortunately, you might have just been seeing her at her worst. Most people are on their best behavior at first in a relationship. Usually it's not malicious, but at around 2 years, people tend to show their hands more as to who they are. Also, if you're together that long, you have, most of the time, experienced all kinds of life issues and seen that person sad, angry, happy, all of it. So this might be how she handles a lot of stress. Unfortunately, I personally would be done. In my experience, someone who throws things in anger will throw things at you in anger. Only you know what you want to do. If you stay, just be careful up, keep aware and keep yourself safe. Brother, instead of confessing it here and reading, leave her and run comments. Go and discuss the entire thing with her and try finding a solution together. Communication is the key, people say, but this is not how you communicate. Communicate with the person you're having issues and fix. I hope things get better for you. Info. Is this the first time she's shown this kind of behavior? If so, then she's snapped and she needs help.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.